What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode number 2 of the budget Integra build, and you're going to want to stay tuned to this one. Alrighty, y'all. So like I said, this is episode 2 of the budget Integra build. Going to basically kind of go over a few of the things that we did in the last week or so here. A lot has gone on with this car. We did finally get it running, but it was definitely a pain in the butt. We'll just say that. So I'll kind of basically go over that and some of the other things we did, and we'll just kind of jump right into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over is the fuel system. The fuel system on this car was kind of a pain in the butt. It wasn't really any more difficult than like my Integra up on the lift next to us here. Did something kind of similar, but we did use a lot of OEM components. We ran some steel braided lines, that sort of thing. So kind of show you what that looks like. All right, so what you guys are looking at here is the top of the fuel tank. Anthony was able to find a stock tank from some guy on Marketplace. She was a little rusty, but we used the Valex Racing AN line conversion kit. So basically it takes the stock fuel lines and allows you to remove them and run like -6 lines, which is what we did. So this is underneath the car by the fuel tank. So these lines here are coming off of the tank, and we adapted them to go into an AN line with, it's like a compression style fitting that goes on there, but pretty cool. It's kind of a nice little setup. Allows you to run aftermarket pumps, get a little bit bigger diameter, and make it more E85 compatible as well. So works out pretty good. So what we were able to do then is basically run AN lines up to the front, and we ran a like pretty decent, I want to say it's like a 10 micron filter, something like that. Can't remember exactly, it sounds about right at 10 micron. And then we pretty much adapted that up to the stock fuel rail. So we're able to utilize a lot of the stock components on this as well for the fuel system. So what we're looking at right now is the bottom side of the car. So this car, when I had originally bought it this summer, had a fuel cell in the back here. It had a big cage, that sort of thing. What we ended up doing is we cut that out because we put the stock tank back in. So what we're gonna end up having to do here is basically sheet metal the trunk back in, so there isn't just a massive hole in here. So that'll be a project before spring that we work on too. But yeah, biggest thing was cutting out the 50-pound cage that was in there for the feel-safe fuel cell. As far as the shifter goes, this is one that I had laying around. It is a K-tune shifter. I had it on the car originally. I thought it was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but for this build, it was great because I already had it. I would definitely recommend, if we wanted to stick more money into it, upgrading to like the hybrid one. It is quite a bit better. Just did a polyurethane bushing on here, and then the linkage is, I believe, innovative, which I really don't like. The innovative linkage doesn't seem to work well a lot of times. I've had 2 different sets that weren't bent properly, and we had to like heat them up and bend them. So always use the stock linkage if you can. The innovative stuff's kind of hit or miss sometimes, but their mounts are great. Linkage just not the best. So we're able to get the front bumper that was originally on this car refitted on here. It's a little bit different. They utilized a stock bumper, like the plastic part of it, and then took like some kind of like plastic skin and made it like more aerodynamic. It attaches partially onto the fender, and then it has this cutout for the radiator in here. It's kind of an interesting concept. It might be slightly more aerodynamic than the original one. Not sure. I run the stock bumper on my DA. We were also able to get the hood on here fitted as well. So this actually came off of our friend Cindy's car. She donated the hood to it because one that was on here was, yeah, really bad. So the last thing I wanted to talk about on the car is the wiring. Cody and I worked on it pretty tirelessly last week as far as like getting it reorganized, because I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like in episode 1, but the entire dash was quite a disaster. Cody 3D printed a box that made it look like carbon fiber to go on top over the fuse box. Also put all the wiring on the dash in a loom. And then him and I went through pretty much all the wiring that went from the engine harness to the dash, from the dash to the back of the car for the fuel pump wiring, everything. And we pretty much went through all the wires and tested them, re-loomed them, and literally everything on this car works, minus one harness that we came across when Cody flipped the light switch on. That one decided to spontaneously combust and fill the entire car with smoke. So other than that, everything electronic-wise works on this car. So I know what you guys are wanting to see in here. You're wanting to see this car run. Me too, let me tell you. First startup, we'll show you what that looked like. Was not the best. Just see it for yourself. So as you can see, the car definitely had a really bad misfire. We spent probably, I want to say, close to 5-6 hours diagnosing that problem. We tried the ECU out of my car, because during this whole thing I decided to chip and burn a STS chip for this car. So, and I hadn't burned a chip for an ECU in probably 10 to 15 years, and I hadn't chipped an ECU in probably just about as long. So thought maybe it was the ECU. Tried that, still had a misfire. Car ran a little different though with the Honda base map tune versus the tune that I downloaded from HTS, which is Honda Tuning Suite for those of you that don't know. So after trying that, we did definitely figure out that it was a fuel problem that it had. We were wondering if maybe the injectors weren't firing, something along those lines. So we decided to pull the injectors out. Well, let me tell you, they were absolutely cooked beyond belief. We hooked the battery up to them, tapped on them with the positive and negative. They wouldn't even click, nothing. So we cleaned the hell out of them, banged them on the counter, and we got them to start firing. And with that being said, I'll show you after doing that how it ran. Oh, he's such a cutie pie. So as you guys can see, the cars came a long way in the last couple weeks. We are really excited to bring you guys more content on this. Benny, come over here. Quit messing with Cody. We're really excited to bring you guys some more content. I mean, if there's stuff you guys want to see, I mean, drop a comment down below, because we're kind of just winging it on this build. We have so many hours in working on this thing at night and on the weekends that it's like there's so many build videos out there showing you guys how to do this stuff. I just want to kind of show you guys like what we're doing to the car in like short, quick videos. That way you guys can watch them on your lunch break or whatever you got. So yeah, comment down below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. What do you say, Benny? Woohoo!